Hey everybody, it's me, Kimber Ley, Ley, your certified Gestalt practitioner. We're here for our third episode of delving into anxiety, the impacts it has on your life. Oh my goodness, I'm just scrolling back through my notes. This third chapter is on overcoming resistance to change. Being watchful, precautious, and reflective while taking your time to do important things may have their advantages, but if your habits are inching towards procrastination, it may be time to make some changes and also realize that you've been resistant to change. You're not alone. A lot of people, in one way or the other, are resistant to change because of the level of uncertainty that it most often brings with it. So how do we recognize resistance to change? The truth is, most people hold many assumptions about change. They do it, you do it, we do it. They resist it because it's frightening. You don't know what it's going to bring. You're going to make a change, and what the heck? What if I don't like it? It does take a lot of effort to act on changes, and there are people who just don't want to put that kind of effort into it. There's others that don't believe that they'll see any results, so why would they even try, right? Sometimes they think they don't deserve to be happy, and then they don't want to change to improve their situations. Many people get so lost and stuck in the cycle of anxiety that they absolutely fail to recognize that there is scope for change to create a better life. And while most of these thoughts are indeed just assumptions, they can, however, become the very beliefs that stand in the way of what you want to achieve. So we're going to take a little quiz here. You can get out a piece of paper, notebook, pen, pencil, whatever is your writing tool of choice. Make a little notes about if any of these statements really resonate with you, okay? Your feelings. Here we go. I can take a risk, but then what if I fail? So maybe I just won't. I can seek help, but what if no one offers? What if I ask and then I'm rejected? Again, make note of anything that is, boom, yep, that's me. Write it down, a little note, so you don't forget. Oh, I always have trouble acting on changes. What if I mess it up again? Crap, what's the point? I always get my hopes up, and then I fail, and then I'm disappointed. Just round and round of disappointments. Nope, can't do this. Never going to change. So I try. I don't want to fail again. You know what? I'm just too anxious to succeed. Alrighty. Belief systems that stop you from acting on change. Again, make notes of anything that, stands out to you that, oh yeah, I think that's me. It's better to be realistic and accept my shortcomings. I'm not going to change. I know that about myself. I'm not as good as everybody else. I can't compete with them. I don't want to ask for help. It's going to show my weaknesses. It's going to make it really obvious. And then everybody's going to know. They're all going to talk about me. How, oh, she's weak. He's weak. Oof. Actually, I don't think anyone cares. So, no one's going to help me. There was a time I messed up when I could have made things better. Oh, God, that was my only chance. I can't do anything about it now, and I'm just going to have to settle for whatever comes my way. Self-sympathy, self-loathe, anxiety, depression. Now remember, these are not judgments. These are awarenesses. We do not shame spiral here. We do not judge ourselves, okay? Again, total awareness about your feelings and your thoughts around those feelings. I am helpless. Nobody cares. Therefore, no one's going to help. Yeah, I've been misunderstood and mistreated my whole life. No one changed for me, so why am I going to change? They don't realize that I don't like being this way, but I really have no choice. It's just so unfair. You know what? Forget it. I'm hopeless. I hate myself. I know people are going to mock me. You know what? I think they actually are. They already are doing it. And I know it. And I really just want to hide. I don't see a point. I can't see any purpose in my life. I am just so alone. I am so alone. And I want to go in the corner and cry. So, what do you see? The more checks you have, the more things that resonated with you, the more resistant you are to change. And again, no judgment, it's an awareness. And while the above statements might not be pleasant to realize about yourself, it's really not entirely your fault if you hold any or even many of these blocking beliefs. Most people will pick these ideas as a result of circumstances and experiences that they've lived. But what's important is that you know that you can change. We all can change. You can change right now if you want, or you can try and fail and try again. Realizing that both are normal and positive outcomes. You just have to keep at it, because you know that the harder you try and the more you persist, the more likely you will become that change. All right, pen and paper. Acting on your change blocking systems. So from the things you wrote down, now I want you to write down each of your change blocking beliefs. I want you to write down the justifications for them, why you have them. I want you to really use some introspection and elaborate, okay, on those change blocking beliefs that you hold. So what are the advantages of changing that belief? What would happen if you changed that belief about yourself? What are also the disadvantages? You want to weigh them out and see which one scores higher. Are your beliefs causing you more harm than good? What's stopping you from embracing the change? Make a list of small actions so that you can reach the bigger change that you seek. The first thing you're going to focus on is consistency. Force yourself to do one action at a time completely. Do it that way every single time. The more you work on your consistency, the more habitualized your routine will become. Okay. My goodness. Now we're going to go into rewriting your life one change at a time. Something to keep in mind, no pun intended, is that our minds are capable of doing some really amazing things. And they can envision a beautiful life. They can create stories, piece together minute details that together give the story the ending it seeks. Use this knowledge to your advantage. Talk to your mind. And I want you to listen to it as well. Establish a relationship with your mind, because once it feels heard, it will begin to respond. So you're going to teach it to create positive and inspirational thoughts just for you. You want to plant the seeds to begin your story. Okay, so for instance, you want to work on your fitness, and jogging every single morning is part of your vision. So just imagine yourself doing this every single day. Imagine your life exactly the way you want it to be, okay? See it, feel it, embrace it. Be realistic in what you're telling yourself, what your narrative is. You're going to keep the struggles in there too. Like, yeah, I want to get up and run every morning, but I really like to spend an hour reading the paper and drinking my coffee. Okay, so those are going to be part of your struggles. Be realistic about that, because when you do that, you're going to give your brain, your mind, a heads up of what could possibly come down the path for thoughts. Okay, objections. And then I want you to think about the success you're going to achieve. Embrace it, imagine it, feel it. These images are really powerful building blocks, and your mind can pick them up and actually breathe life into them. Because as they say, you dream and you become. Remember that. What you dream, you can become. You will become. So let's do a little fictional story about Steve, okay? That's what we're calling him, Steve. And he's always had trouble embracing change. And for a lot of years, he's worked in a company and been stuck in the same position, actually for 15 years. And it's not really like he doesn't want to change, because he really would like a new job, okay? New position. But he's just unwilling to learn and adapt to any new methods. So because of this, he does what he's told and he won't do anything more. Most of the colleagues of his that are in his age bracket have already moved up the ladder. They're in better, bigger positions. And he'd be lying if he said it didn't bother him. But he has self-limiting beliefs about what he can do about it. And he doesn't think he can do anything about it. So as a result, every single day when he goes to work, he's like fighting to stay focused and interested in the work at hand. And because of that, he's just not as effective in his job. The peers that are coming in to replace his colleagues that have moved up are a lot younger than him. And he thinks that's why they've turned out to be smarter, because they're younger. And he's also what's the word we want? Getting paranoid about the fact that he honestly thinks they're all in private with each other making fun of him. And he thinks that because his old colleagues have moved up the ladder, they don't want to socialize with them anymore. But he doesn't make any effort to mingle with them either. And as a result of all of this, his anxiety has taken a really ugly turn. He feels anxious all the time. Fortunately, there are some old friends that are noticing his behavior, and they reach out to him. But he tells them about his resistance to change and how that's stopping him from becoming actually a better version of himself, which is a great acknowledgement. And because of that, he is at a point when he really feels like he wants to change, so he listens to his colleagues. And then he decides to give change a shot. He then begins to plan and decide to act on them, one change at a time. At the same time, he reaches out to his family and other friends for their support. And they all want to help, and they do their best to keep him motivated. So we're looking 10 years down the line. He's a completely and complexly transformed individual. He's working harder and smarter, and even mingling with all his old colleagues and new colleagues, the younger ones. He's enjoying his new friends and really having a great time with family as well. He's currently working to complete his master's degree from a prestigious university. And he knows that he's going to be, having new relationships with new prospects that this opportunity, this transformation is bringing him. So therefore, Steve is a very happy man, hardly experiencing anxiety anymore. But, on the occasion when he does, he has the tools to stay on top of it. As a result, his family and friends are just so happy for him, and they love spending time with Steve. So, like Steve, you too can rewrite your current life script. You can become the change that you always wanted to be. I am a living example of that. And the time to do so is right now. So put down your pen and paper, close your eyes, take a deep inhalation through your nostrils, get grounded, and envision your new life exactly the way you want it to be. And get out there and make that happen. I look forward to seeing all of you, to connecting with you again next week for chapter 4, and it's on reflection. How to arrive at acceptance and move on from there. So we'll explore that. In the meantime, make this your best week ever. Be nice to yourself. When I overhear people saying not so nice things about themselves, I'll remind them not to talk to my friend like that. Be a friend to yourself. Enjoy your life. And may God bless you until next week. Bye now.